How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Introduction. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. Published in 1936, yet still one of the most life-changing books ever written. How to Win Friends and Influence People is a timeless manual for understanding human nature. Dale Carnegie wrote the book after observing a simple truth. Technical skill may open the door, but people skills determine how far you rise. He discovered that success in life isn't just about intelligence, talent, or hard work. It's about your ability to connect with people, inspire people, handle conflict, communicate clearly, and leave others feeling better about themselves. Carnegie studied top business leaders, presidents, salespeople, psychologists, and ordinary, everyday interactions. And he found patterns, predictable principles that make people respond positively. The introduction sets the foundation with these core ideas. 1. People are driven by emotion, not logic. Most decisions people make aren't logical, they're emotional. So if you learn how to speak to emotions, you unlock deeper influence. 2. People want to feel important. This is one of the strongest human desires. If you make someone feel valued, respected, and appreciated, they will naturally like you and support you. 3. You can change people, but not through criticism. Carnegie discovered that criticism makes people defensive. Arguments create enemies. Pressure creates resistance. To influence people, you must encourage them, understand them, listen to them, guide them instead of attacking them. 4. Relationships are the foundation of success. Carnegie states clearly, dealing with people is probably the biggest problem you face. If you can learn how to win trust, earn respect, inspire cooperation, your personal and professional life transforms. 5. These skills can be learned by anyone. Carnegie's message is hopeful. You don't need to be charismatic, loud, or naturally social. You only need to practice a few simple principles like remembering names, showing appreciation, avoiding arguments, listening more than you speak, seeing things from the other person's point of view. These are learnable habits that turn ordinary people into extraordinary communicators. In the introduction, Carnegie promises 3 things. 1. You'll make more friends. 2. You'll influence more people. 3. You'll gain more success and freedom in your life. This book isn't about manipulation. It's about becoming the kind of person others naturally want to follow. Part 1. Fundamental Techniques in Handling People. Dale Carnegie opens Part 1 by explaining something powerful. Human relationships are the foundation of all success. Whether in business, friendships, marriage, leadership, or sales, your ability to work with people controls your opportunities. Carnegie says most people try to influence others the wrong way, by criticizing, complaining, arguing, or trying to prove people wrong. This always fails because it attacks human pride. Part 1 gives 3 fundamental laws for influencing people without force, manipulation, or conflict. These are the psychological foundations behind all positive relationships. Chapter 1. If you want to gather honey, don't kick over the beehive. Core principle. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Carnegie explains that criticism makes people defensive, makes them resentful, causes them to justify their behavior, closes communication. No one thinks they're wrong. Even criminals justify their actions. So when you criticize someone, they don't change. They don't learn. They simply hate you for humiliating them. Instead of attacking faults, Carnegie suggests, understand why people do what they do. Try to see the situation from their perspective. Correct gently and privately. Encourage instead of shame. He teaches that people change faster when they feel respected, not judged. Chapter 2. The Big Secret of Dealing with People. Core principle. Give honest and sincere appreciation. Carnegie says the deepest human craving is to feel important. People want to be valued, recognized, respected, seen, appreciated, not flattered, not manipulated, but genuinely appreciated. When you show real appreciation, people open up, become more cooperative, work harder, respect you more, feel happier around you. Carnegie gives examples of how world-class leaders built loyalty simply by noticing people's efforts and expressing gratitude. He emphasizes, appreciate sincerely or don't say anything. Chapter 3. He who can do this has the whole world with him. He who cannot walks a lonely way. Core principle. Arouse in the other person an eager want. People are not motivated by what you want. They're motivated by what they want. Carnegie teaches, never try to force people. Never give orders directly. Instead, show them how your idea benefits them. Ask yourself, what do they desire? What motivates them? How does this help them win? How can I speak in terms of their interests? Examples include getting employees to cooperate, persuading customers to buy, getting children to behave, motivating partners or colleagues. The secret to influence is this. Make people feel that your idea helps them achieve their goals. Once you do that, cooperation becomes natural. Summary of Part 1. The 3 laws of dealing with people. 1. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Criticism destroys relationships. 2. Give honest and sincere appreciation. People bloom when they're valued. 3. Arouse an eager want. Show others how your idea benefits them. Master these 3, and you unlock the foundation of leadership, sales, influence, negotiation, friendships, marriage, teamwork. Part 2. 6 ways to make people like you. 6 chapters, fully developed. Dale Carnegie explains that being liked is not luck, it's a skill. People who master these 6 principles can influence, connect, and build lasting relationships anywhere. Below is the full expanded breakdown of all 6 chapters in Part 2. Chapter 1. Become genuinely interested in other people. Most people try to be interesting. Carnegie flips that. Be interested, not interesting. People love those who ask about their lives, care about their goals, remember details, listen with intention, show curiosity. Being genuinely interested means no pretending, no fake compliments, no forced enthusiasm, no acting. It means truly wanting to understand what they care about, what excites them, what worries them, what they hope for. Carnegie says, people aren't drawn to your achievements. They're drawn to how you make them feel. When you show real interest, people open up, trust you, and see you as someone who gets them, instantly boosting your influence. Chapter 2. Smile. A simple smile has massive psychological power. Carnegie says a smile signals warmth, lowers defenses, creates comfort, builds connection, makes you more trustworthy. A smile says, I like you. I'm glad you're here. You matter. Humans are emotional creatures. A genuine smile can influence someone faster than a paragraph of words. Carnegie emphasizes, don't force it. Don't fake it. Let it come from warmth. A smile is a small gesture that produces a big emotional return. Chapter 3. Remember that a person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. A name is more than a label. It's identity, pride, self-worth, history, and emotion. Carnegie says remembering names makes people feel valued, respected, noticed, appreciated. Forgetting a name does the opposite. It makes people feel invisible, unimportant, not worth remembering. Using someone's name deepens conversations, strengthens bonds, increases trust. He teaches, repeat the name, associate it with a visual or idea. Write it down if needed. Say it during conversation. Small effort, massive impact. Chapter 4. Be a good listener. Encourage others to talk about themselves. Carnegie says most people aren't bad conversationalists. They're bad listeners. A good listener, pays full attention, asks thoughtful questions, avoids interrupting, makes the speaker feel smart, removes judgment. People love talking about their feelings, their struggles, their dreams, their wins, their experiences. When you give someone space to talk, you're giving them validation, importance, emotional relief. The fastest way to be liked is to let others talk about themselves. Chapter 5. Talk in terms of the other person's interests. The secret to likability is simple. Talk about what they care about. Carnegie explains, if they love football, talk football. If they love business, talk business. If they love travel, talk travel. If they love their kids, talk family. Not because you're manipulating, but because you're connecting. People bond over their passions, not yours. Carnegie says this principle can turn strangers into friends, break tension, build rapport, make conversations flow naturally. Talking in terms of the other person's interests is like speaking their emotional language. Chapter 6. Make the other person feel important, and do it sincerely. This is the most powerful principle in the entire book. Every human being, regardless of age or status, deeply desires one thing: to feel important. When you acknowledge them, appreciate them, recognize their efforts, compliment them sincerely, value their presence, you unlock extraordinary connection. The key word is sincerely. No fake flatty, no manipulative praise, no empty compliments. Real appreciation creates loyalty, respect, warmth, likability, trust. Carnegie's takeaway: if you can make people feel important without pretending, you'll make lifelong allies everywhere you go. Part 3. How to win people to your way of thinking. From How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This section contains 12 timeless principles on persuasion, not manipulation, but ethical influence. Principle 1. You can't win an argument. Carnegie explains that arguments create enemies, not converts. Even if you win the argument, you lose the relationship. Why? Because people don't like being proven wrong. They feel attacked, embarrassed, resentful. The only way to win is to avoid arguments and steer conversations peacefully. Principle 2. Show respect for the other person's opinions. Never say, "You're wrong." Saying, "You're wrong," instantly triggers ego defense, emotional resistance, closing of the mind. Instead, say, "I may be mistaken. Let me understand your point better." That's interesting. Here's another angle. This keeps communication open and respectful. Principle 3. If you are wrong, admit it quickly and emphatically. People respect honesty and courage. When you admit your mistakes, tension disappears. Trust increases. The other person becomes more forgiving. Carnegie says, admitting your faults disarms the other person faster than anything else. Principle 4. Begin in a friendly way. People are naturally defensive. A friendly tone breaks that barrier instantly. A smile, a warm tone, and a kind opening can soften resistance. Encourage cooperation. Create a positive environment for persuasion. Friendliness equals influence. Principle 5. Get the other person saying yes, yes immediately. This is the Socratic method. Start with questions the person will agree with. When they say yes early, momentum builds. Resistance weakens. Their brain becomes more open to your proposal. Small yes, bigger yes later. Principle 6. Let the other person do a great deal of the talking. People want to feel heard, important, understood. When you talk too much, you miss key information. You annoy the other person. You're less persuasive. Listen more, talk less. Principle 7. Let the other person feel the idea is theirs. People support what they create. If you plant the seed subtly and let them discover the idea, they become committed to it. This technique builds ownership, encourages cooperation, eliminates resistance. Influence through empowerment, not force. Principle 8. Try honestly to see things from the other person's point of view. Empathy is the strongest persuasion tool. Ask, how do they feel? What pressures are they under? What do they fear? Understanding their perspective allows you to speak directly to their real concerns. Principle 9. Be sympathetic with the other person's ideas and desires. Say, I understand why you feel that way. Anyone would feel the same in your position. This validates them emotionally and builds trust. People are more open to your ideas when they feel understood. Their emotions feel justified. Principle 10. Appeal to the nobler motives. People like to think of themselves as good, fair, honest, responsible. When you appeal to these higher motives, they rise to meet them. Example, instead of saying, don't cheat, say, I know you're someone who values fairness. Principle 11. Dramatize your ideas. Facts alone are boring. Use stories, visuals, emotion, examples. Humans are persuaded by drama, excitement, and vivid imagery. Make your point unforgettable. Principle 12. Throw down a challenge. People love competition. When you give someone a goal or challenge, their energy rises, their pride activates, their performance increases. Carnegie says, if you want people to excel, give them something to strive for. Challenges create motivation and commitment. Part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. Principle 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. If you want people to improve, start by recognizing what they're already doing right. This is one of Dale Carnegie's most powerful leadership tools because it goes directly to human psychology. People become defensive when criticized, but they open up when appreciated. Here's the full breakdown. 1. Why praise works better than criticism. Every human being, regardless of age, culture, or personality, wants two things: to feel respected, to feel valued. When someone begins a conversation with criticism, the other person immediately builds a wall, gets defensive, feels attacked, refuses to change. But when you begin with praise, something different happens. The person feels safe. Their ego is not threatened. They want to listen. They become receptive to suggestions. Praise is a psychological warming up. It prepares the mind to accept improvement instead of resisting it. 2. The praise must be honest, not manipulative. Carnegie is clear about this. Fake praise is manipulation. Real praise is motivation. People can sense the difference immediately. Honest appreciation means be specific, mention real strengths, highlight real contributions, show genuine gratitude. Example of fake praise: you're great, but you need to fix this. Example of honest praise: you've been incredibly reliable with reporting, and your attention to detail is one of your strengths. I appreciate it a lot. One opens the heart. One feels like flattery. 3. Praise softens the delivery of any corrective message. After sincere praise, you can gently transition to the improvement point. This creates a powerful psychological effect. The person no longer feels attacked. They feel you're on their side. They trust your intention. They are willing to improve. People accept feedback more easily when they feel appreciated first. Carnegie calls this the sandwich technique. Praise, suggest improvement, and again with praise. Not manipulation, but a respectful communication style. 4. Praise raises a person's self-esteem, and high self-esteem creates better behavior. When you highlight a positive quality in someone, they subconsciously try to live up to it. Example: if you say, "You're always so punctual and dependable," the person will try even harder to remain dependable. Praise becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, a standard to maintain, a positive identity to protect. People work harder when they feel proud of themselves, not ashamed. 5. Don't save praise only for big moments. Carnegie says leaders should give frequent, sincere, specific praise. Not once a month, not once a year. Praise is a leadership habit. Great leaders constantly acknowledge effort, notice improvements, celebrate progress, show appreciation. This builds an environment where people want to perform better. 6. Praise makes you a trusted leader, not a feared one. Leaders who begin with praise build trust, inspire loyalty, create cooperation, improve morale, earn respect. Leaders who begin with criticism create fear, force compliance, damage relationships, kill initiative. Carnegie stresses, influence is stronger than authority. Praise builds influence. 7. Real-life example from Carnegie. Carnegie shares a story of a manager who used to criticize his workers harshly. The result? Resentment, arguments, poor performance. When he switched to opening with praise, workers became more cooperative. Mistakes dropped. The team became more productive. Morale skyrocketed. People change faster when they feel respected. The core message of Principle 1. If you want people to improve, make them feel valued first. Praise is not weakness. Praise is leadership. Praise is influence. Praise is emotional intelligence in action. Part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. Principle 2. Call attention to people's mistakes indirectly. Core idea. If you want people to correct their mistakes willingly, don't embarrass them. Don't attack. Don't point fingers. Instead, guide them gently by suggesting, not accusing. Dale Carnegie discovered that the moment you highlight someone's faults directly, their pride rises like a shield. Their ego locks in. Their brain starts defending itself, not listening. So instead of saying, "You did this wrong. This is your mistake. Why can't you do it right?" you use a softer approach that protects their dignity. 1. Use indirect guidance instead of direct criticism. Carnegie observed that the best leaders act like skilled tailors. They adjust people without poking them with needles. Instead of attacking the mistake, they hint at a better method, suggest an alternative, discuss the issue without personal blame, tell a similar story about their own past failures. This keeps the other person from feeling cornered or insulted. 2. The buffer method. Praise, suggestion, encouragement. Before you mention the mistake. Step 1. Start with praise. Your presentation was strong and well-researched. Step 2. Gently insert the suggestion. Maybe next time we could tighten the opening to grab attention even faster. Step 3. End with confidence. I know your next one will be even better. This structure protects pride, boosts cooperation, encourages improvement, prevents resentment. 3. Let people save face. Humiliating someone, especially in public, kills loyalty. It kills teamwork. It kills trust. Great leaders know a person must feel respected in order to grow. So instead of exposing mistakes, embarrassing people, making them feel inferior, you create an environment where improvement feels safe, not shameful. 4. Use your own story first. Carnegie's brilliant technique. Before correcting someone, talk about a time you made the same mistake. Example: I used to struggle with this too. I found that doing X helped a lot. This removes the sting. Now the person thinks, if they made the same mistake, I'm not being judged. It creates connection, relatability, willingness to learn. 5. Change the tone, change the outcome. The same words can inspire or insult, depending on delivery. A harsh tone triggers resistance, anger, defensiveness. A warm tone triggers openness, acceptance, cooperation. Carnegie teaches that how you say it matters more than what you say. 6. Indirect correction maintains authority and respect. Some people think leading gently makes you appear weak. Wrong. Carnegie shows that leaders who correct indirectly earn more influence, create more loyal teams, get better long-term performance, prevent emotional shutdowns, inspire improvement instead of fear. Fear-based correction produces temporary results. Respect-based correction produces permanent results. 7. The goal is cooperation, not victory. Always remember, you're not trying to win the moment. You're trying to win the person. When you correct indirectly, you help them feel safe, feel valued, feel capable, feel appreciated, feel willing to improve. This is the psychology of influence, and Carnegie mastered it. Summary of the principle. To change someone's behavior without hurting their pride. Praise first. Suggest, don't accuse. Use stories of your own mistakes. Maintain their dignity. Correct behavior, not character. Encourage them afterward, because people learn best when they don't feel attacked. Part 4. Be a leader. Principle 3. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing others. This principle reveals one of the most powerful secrets of leadership, influence, and human psychology. Before you correct someone, first admit your own mistakes. Why? Because humans hate criticism, but humans respect humility. Carnegie shows that if you tell people what they're doing wrong directly, their instinctive reaction is defensiveness, embarrassment, resentment, ego protection. They'll resist your message even if you're right. But when you begin with your own mistakes, everything changes. Why this principle works. 1. It lowers the other person's defenses. When you say something like, "Look, I used to do the exact same thing," Or, believe me, I've made even bigger mistakes. The other person thinks, okay, this person understands me. They're not talking down to me. This is safe. They relax, and when someone relaxes, they listen. 2. It removes the feeling of being attacked. Correction feels like judgment, but share mistakes feel like partnership. Instead of, you messed up, it becomes, hey, we've all been there. Here's what helped me fix it. The ego isn't threatened. Growth becomes possible. 3. It makes you relatable and trustworthy. Nobody likes perfect people. Nobody respects bosses or leaders who act flawless. When you share your own mistakes, you show authenticity, humanity, vulnerability, honesty. This builds instant connection, and connection increases influence. 4. It creates a team mentality. You shift the dynamic from you versus them to us versus the problem. People will gladly take correction when they feel like you're on the same side. How to apply this principle? Practical examples. Example 1. At work. Instead of saying, you're always late with your reports, say, there was a time I struggled with deadlines too. What helped me was, maybe we can try something similar? Suddenly the conversation feels helpful, not hostile. Example 2. As a parent. Instead of, you need to study harder, try. When I was your age, I was easily distracted too. I found that studying in smaller chunks helped me. Want to try that together? You become a mentor, not a dictator. Example 3. In a relationship. Instead of, you never listen to me, try. I know I sometimes interrupt too. I'm working on it. Maybe we can both try being more patient with each other. This opens the heart, not the defenses. The psychology behind the principle. Carnegie understood this truth. People don't resist change. They resist being told they're wrong. But when you show you have flaws too, people feel respected, safe, equal, understood. And when people feel respected, they become open to improvement. The core message. Leadership isn't about proving you're better. It's about helping people become better. And the fastest way to inspire change is to say, I made mistakes too. Let's grow together. This transforms criticism into cooperation and resistance into willingness. Principle 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. No one likes being told what to do, but everyone responds better when they feel involved. Dale Carnegie. Core idea. People naturally resist commands, but they embrace participation. When you ask someone to do something as a question, you reduce resentment, increase cooperation, boost motivation, show respect, make them feel part of the solution. This technique transforms you from a boss into a leader. Why this principle works. 1. Asking questions preserves the other person's pride. Orders feel like, you're beneath me. You don't know what to do. But questions feel like, I trust your judgment. I value your input. People work harder for leaders who respect them. 2. Questions turn commands into collaboration. Instead of, do this, try. How can we fix this? Do you think this is the best approach? Could we try adjusting this part? This creates ownership, and people take better care of what they own. 3. Questions build initiative and creativity. Orders kill creativity. Question inspire solution. When you ask people to think, they feel smarter. When they feel smarter, they contribute more. When they contribute more, your team improves. 4. Questions remove emotional resistance. Human nature. We push back when someone pushes us. It's a built-in defense mechanism. But questions sneak past resistance. They're gentle, non-threatening, and open. People say yes to solutions they help create. Practical examples. Command. Fix this report today. Question version. Do you think we could revise this report by today? What changes do you think would improve this section? Result. Cooperation instead of pressure. Command. Move these boxes to the storage room. Question version. Could you help me move these boxes to the storage room? Where do you think we should store these? Result. Teamwork instead of compliance. Command. Stop doing that. Question version. Do you think there's a better way to handle this? What do you think is causing that problem? Result. Reflection instead of defiance. Parenting command. Clean your room now. Question version. How do you want your room to look today? What should we pick up first? Result. willingness instead of rebellion. When to use this principle: when correcting behavior, when giving responsibility, when delegating work, when solving a problem, when leading a team, when parenting, when coaching or teaching, when managing conflict. This technique works everywhere. Big lesson: people support what they help create. By asking questions instead of dictating orders, you turn people into partners, not followers. Carnegie understood the deepest truth about human nature. A request inspires. A command irritates. Part 4, Principle 5, Let the Other Person Save Face. From How to Win Friends and Influence People. Never destroy a person's dignity. It is more important than pointing out their mistake. This principle is one of the most powerful in leadership, persuasion, and human relationships. Dale Carnegie teaches that when someone makes a mistake, there are 2 ways to respond. Option 1, the common method. Embarrass them. Point out their failure publicly. Criticize them harshly. Make them feel stupid. This destroys trust, confidence, loyalty, respect. When someone loses face, they become defensive, resentful, and distant. Option 2, the leader's method. Let them save face. This means correct gently. Protect their dignity. Avoid humiliation. Allow them to keep their pride. Give them a graceful way out. Preserve their status in front of others. This builds loyalty, motivation, cooperation, respect, because people never forget how you made them feel. Why this principle is so important. Humiliation kills motivation. Human beings will forgive many things, but they rarely forgive embarrassment. If you make someone feel small, they withdraw. They resist your ideas. They avoid you. They stop trying. But if you protect their dignity, they work harder. They trust you more. They become loyal. They grow under your leadership. Ways to let someone save face. 1. Correct privately, not publicly. Never call out mistakes in front of others. 2. Soften the language. Instead of, "You messed this up," try, "I think we can make this even better." 3. Share responsibility. "We both overlooked this. Let's fix it." 4. Give them an honorable way to recover. "This part didn't work out, but it's an easy adjustment. I know you can handle it." 5. Focus on solutions, not blame. People respond when they feel respected. Carnegie's core message: never corner a person so they feel defeated. Always leave them a path to dignity. Great leaders correct without crushing. Great influencers guide without humiliating. Great communicators protect the pride of others. When people feel respected, they naturally want to do better. Principle 7. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. From Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People. Core idea: people rise or fall to the level of expectations placed upon them. If you want someone to improve, don't criticize them. Don't shame them. Don't tell them what they are not. Instead, tell them what they can be, what you believe they're capable of, and the high standard they can rise to. Carnegie teaches that the most powerful way to change someone is to give them a reputation they're proud to protect. Detailed breakdown, vivid and practical. 1. People live up to positive labels. When you tell someone, "You're dependable, you're a natural leader, I trust your judgment, you always handle things professionally," something magical happens. They begin to act in alignment with this identity. Because humans hate to lose. Respect, trust, admiration, and their positive image. This makes them work harder to keep your belief alive. 2. Set a standard they want to reach. Give them a clear, honorable identity to live up to. Instead of saying, "You're always late," say, "You're one of the most reliable people I know. I know this delay isn't like you." This shifts the focus from their failure to the best version of themselves. Now they feel inspired to rise, not ashamed. 3. People improve faster when they feel capable. Carnegie teaches that growth happens when a person feels respected, supported, believed in, valued. You don't push them with pressure. You elevate them with belief. When people sense that you view them as competent, smart, and reliable, they begin to change their behavior to match that belief. 4. Use this strategy in leadership. This principle is one of the key secrets of great bosses. teachers, coaches, mentors, parents, leaders. For example, a coach calls a shy player the voice of the team. Suddenly, the player becomes more vocal. A boss calls an employee the detail expert. They start double-checking everything with care. A parent calls a child kind-hearted. The child becomes more considerate. People will fight not to disappoint your vision of them. 5. Build confidence, not fear. Criticism destroys confidence, but a great reputation builds it. When you tell someone, "You're better than this. I know what you're capable of," you awaken their pride, their dignity, their self-esteem, their desire to improve. This makes them want to change, not because they're forced, but because you honored them. Practical examples. Here are real-life ways to apply this principle. In leadership, you've always been the one I can rely on during tough times. I trust you to handle this. In relationships, you are incredibly thoughtful. That's one thing I love about you. In business, you have a talent for organization. Could you help us streamline this process? In parenting, you're a responsible young man. I know you'll make the right choice. These statements give the person a positive identity they naturally want to live up to. The big secret: people become what you believe they are. Give them a noble reputation, and they will work tirelessly to live up to it. This principle doesn't manipulate people. It elevates them. It brings out the best in them, and it builds long-lasting respect, trust, and influence. Principle 8. Use encouragement. Make the faults seem easy to correct. From Part 4. Be a leader. How to change people without giving offense or arousing resentment. The core idea: people do better when they believe they could do better. Most failures are not caused by lack of ability, but by lack of confidence, fear, embarrassment, or discouragement. Dale Carnegie teaches that the fastest way to build someone up is simple. Show them that the problem is small. Show them that improvement is possible. Show them that you believe in them. When you do this, people will try harder, not because they're afraid to fail, but because they feel safe enough to succeed. Why this principle works: humans respond to hope, not humiliation. If you point out a mistake and make it sound enormous, the person shuts down. "I can't fix this. I'm not good enough. I always mess up." But if you make the fault seem small and fixable, something powerful happens. The fear disappears. Confidence rises. Action becomes easier. Progress becomes natural. Encouragement turns weakness into energy. Carnegie's psychology behind the principle: people live up or down to expectations. If you expect failure, they'll fail. If you expect improvement, they'll rise. Optimism creates courage. When someone hears, "This is easy, you've got this," the mind shifts from resistance to possibility. Belief is contagious. When you believe in people, they start believing in themselves. Small wins compound. Once a person succeeds, even a little, momentum grows. How to apply this principle in real life. 1. Softening the blow. Instead of saying, "You completely messed this up," say, "This is a simple fix. Let me show you." 2. Highlight past wins. Remind them, "You've already done harder things than this. This one is easy." 3. Break tasks into small pieces. Show them the first step. Once they start, confidence builds instantly. 4. Give them a reputation to live up to. Make statements like, "I know you're someone who learns fast." 5. Celebrate small improvements. Even a 1% improvement deserves praise. This motivates the next 1%. Carnegie's example, simplified. A boss had an employee who typed slowly and full of errors. Instead of criticizing harshly, he said, "You type faster than most new secretaries. With just a little practice, you'll be one of the best." What happened? She improved rapidly because he made the goal feel reachable. Encouragement unlocked her potential. Brain popcorn version. Why this principle is powerful for leadership. A great leader does not use fear to motivate. A great leader uses belief, hope, and confidence. When you make people feel capable, supported, respected, trusted, believed in, they start performing at a completely different level. This principle turns resentment into respect, resistance into cooperation, and insecurity into improvement. Final takeaway. Criticism makes people defensive. Encouragement makes people unstoppable. Make every fault seem easy to fix. And people will rise far beyond the expectations they once had for themselves. Principle 9. Make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest. From Part 4. Be the leader. How to change people without arousing resentment. This final leadership principle is the finishing move of influence. The ability to guide people in a way that makes them eager to act, not forced. Dale Carnegie shows that true leadership is not authority. It's inspiration. When someone feels forced, they resist, push back, drag their feet, get resentful. But when someone feels excited about the task, they perform better. They take ownership. They exceed expectations. They feel good about the relationship. This principle teaches you how to turn your requests into opportunities, not obligations. Here's how Carnegie says to do it. 1. Frame the action as a benefit, not a command. Instead of, I need you to do this, say, you'll really shine on this. It's a great chance to show your strengths. You shift the focus from your needs to their advantage. People respond much better when the outcome helps them, not just you. 2. Make the person feel valued and trusted. Humans love responsibility only when it shows confidence in them. Phrases that work. You're the best person for this. I trust your judgment. You've handled things like this beautifully before. When people feel trusted, they step up. 3. Show how the task aligns with their interests. Carnegie encourages you to connect the request to what the person genuinely wants. Recognition, growth, experience, pride, belonging, respect. For example, finishing this project will put you in a very strong position for that promotion. Now it's not your task. It's their opportunity. 4. Be sincere, never manipulate. If your motives are fake, people feel it. This principle is about finding a real, truthful reason why the task benefits them, not tricking them. Leaders don't manipulate. They inspire. 5. Make the process enjoyable. People are more willing to do tasks when you appreciate their effort. You create a positive emotional environment. You show enthusiasm. You reduce pressure. If the experience feels good, people lean in automatically. 6. Create a sense of shared success. Carnegie suggests using we instead of you. Instead of, I want you to finish this. Try. Together, we can make this a big win. People love being part of something meaningful. 7. Give them a reason to feel proud. Everyone wants to feel important. Show how the task helps. The team, the mission, the vision, the customer, the bigger picture. When the action gives the person purpose, they become enthusiastic. The core message. People don't want orders. They want motivation, recognition, and purpose. When you make someone feel valued, trusted, needed, excited, respected, they'll not only do what you ask, they'll do it happily and often better than expected. This principle turns you from a boss into a true leader. Please kindly subscribe. Let's grow this channel. More amazing books loading. Thank you.